We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Look what arrived. The boys walked it out to me, right, boys? Thank you. 2 boxes arrived today. One from Nike, directly from Nike, and one from Backcountry. We're going to save one for later, but True Love.
Yes.
Did you know that today is
National Global Running Day?
Global Running Day.
Running Day. DeMoor Global Strava Club. Running
Yes.
DeMoor Global Running Club on Strava.
Yes.
Big moment.
You watched. And guess what I did today?
Oh, change the world.
Ran 1 mile.
No.
Ran
Whoa!
1 mile.
Whoa!
Ran 1
That's
mile.
amazing! Honey! Whoa!
Pain free. Pain free.
That's such
What? Build zip lines. Since I'm healthy now, I can build the zip line. So I'll talk more about that out in the studio. Han, 1 mile.
Pain-free.
Pain free.
Okay, this is a game changer.
Watch out. Watch out. All right.
you too.
I'm a little torn between which shoe box we should open. Where'd the other box go?
This one.
I think we're gonna save this one.
Yeah.
This is from Backcountry. Shout out to Backcountry. Love them. But all right,
Do it.
here we go. It's a Nike shoe. What is it? Make a guess right now before I open it. Down in the comments. That's not the question of the day. A running shoe.
running shoe.
Yes.
Running,
Okay.
running,
You
running.
stand right here. You
Vaporfly.
stand right here. Oh,
Nope.
I went either. No.
Nope.
No. Oops. They're not available till July. Oh man. Okay, hold on. You stand right there. Ready? Okay, Joe. Seth, you stand right there and open the box. Okay, you guys open the box. Ready? Oh, pull the shoe out. What is it? Oh! Come back! Come back! Oh! Oh! Yeah! Hold it right here. Hold it right here. Look at those. Of course, I had to go green. The Nike Pegasus 36.
I almost got your phone running this because that's gonna be the next
Right?
show.
Right? Nike Pegasus 36. Oh my goodness. As soon as I saw this colorway, I was like, I gotta get them immediately. Oh, wow. I'll break down the shoes and my run today. My run today in about 2 or 3 hours out in the studio. As my brother said in a text message today, every journey begins with a first step, right? And whether you're going on a pilgrimage, whether you're hiking a mountain, whether you're going to the grocery store, every journey begins with a first step. And I do believe we took our first step today for getting back into running. I bet you didn't see that coming. 10 days ago, I knew we were close, really close. He was feeling very good, but I just knew I didn't want to rush it. It wasn't quite 6 weeks yet. So if you've had bone injuries before, you know, like the doctors tell you, well, it depends on what type of bone injury, but if it's a full-on stress fracture, you're looking at it. Usually, I've heard at least 8 weeks, and usually like 10 to 12. But for what I had, this bone bruise, the doctor told me 6 to 8 weeks. Well, we just passed 6 weeks, earlier this week, and sure enough, like late last week, I was like, this is feeling better. I'm not ready yet, but it's feeling better. And decided to wait, went to the doctor earlier this week, took the boot off, and then the doctor said, like, if you can go 24 hours walking around without the boot, pain-free, you have my permission to go run. So I took him up on that offer very quickly, and listen, I do want to say, I'm not out of the woods yet. I fully realize that, and I'll wake up tomorrow morning and just see how it feels. And if we're still feeling good, then that's a bonus. If there's a little bit of something, I'll of course be very careful, but overall, I'm very, very, very encouraged by the 1 mile run today. That's right, I did 1 mile around this field in Boulder, Colorado called Kit Ridge. It's a perfect, and this is tip of the day. If you're coming back from an injury, but especially a bone injury, I would recommend seeking out a turf field rather than a grass field. Now, grass is good. Grass is nice and soft. If it's a well taken care of grass field, that's great. But sometimes those turf fields have extra cushion built into them with this, basically you see it in my hand there, it's like this rubber basically that's embedded into the ground, and it just makes for such a soft landing. And the reason I went back to that field today for my first, oh, hold on, I'm back. And the reason I went back to that field today for my first run was all of the stress fractures I had in college. We always were assigned our first run back. It was like this huge deal whenever we got to jog again. We were assigned to go to that field to run on that soft surface just to get that motion going. And of course, I had tightness and weakness in my ankle and my foot, and that's just to be expected. It will, it's going to take, my guess is 2 to 3 weeks before all of that is gone. We'll see. I'm going to continue to aqua jog. That's right. Just because I'm back, I have a renewed vigor for cross training. So just because I'm back running doesn't mean cross training is done. In fact, it just means the cross training is going to pick up more and more. I am beyond excited for the pool, the stationary bike, of course, lifting and core work and all of that. But it's absolutely amazing. And yes, you'll never know unless you try. That's like today, I didn't know. I didn't know if the foot was ready. I don't know. You got to try. You got to try. You got to try to break a 4-minute mile. You got to try to get a Boston qualifier. You got to try to break 30 minutes in your first 5K. You got to try to run your first 100-mile race if you're an ultra runner. Ladies and gentlemen, we will never know as runners what we can accomplish unless we try and take risks. Like, it's part of the game. Now, smart risks, calculated risks, but at the end of the day, we'll never know what we can accomplish unless we try. That is my message today to all of you. And so, of course, a huge thank you to this community, this YouTube running family, for sticking with me for 42 days of daily running vlogs with no running. I don't know how I quite pulled it off. And again, we're not out of the woods yet. We'll wake up tomorrow and the next day and the next day, monitor it really closely. But so far, so good, no pain. But thank you so much for not giving up on this channel, because I realized I had to reuse a lot of old running footage and like come up with content out of the clouds sometimes, but we did it. We pulled it off, and oh man, it was a journey. I'm going to talk about more of that at a later date. So I just wanted to mention that to all of you. Thank you. And that Nike Pegasus 36 arrived today. I was going to give you some of my thoughts on the shoe and maybe even compare it a little bit to the Pegasus 35 out of the box. Kind of crazy, but I'm just floating. I don't even, guess what? I'm going to skip, this is crazy, the question of the day. Frankly, I can't think of anything because I am just elated that I was able to run today. And so anyway, I will give you my thoughts on the Pegasus 36 very soon, now that my legs are back in motion. Love you all. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Seek beauty, work hard, and love each other. See you tomorrow. Oh. Yeah, baby. Whoop, 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 whoop.